Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. This is for House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 1, Salt in Sea, Fire and Blood. Or you could call it the Season 2, Episode 9. I almost came out here and said Season 2, Episode 9, but I'm not that funny. I'm funny to myself, but not really funny to anybody else. But here I am, finally. Couple days late. I'm sorry. I'll explain that as we get started a little bit. But here I am to cover the first episode of House of the Dragon. Now, as we get into this, I have to initially say it's been a long time. I didn't get a chance to rewatch this series. And as we've said, as it's been said thousands of times in thousands of different places, these shows take 2.5 years to come back. I don't know the exact date. I'm trying to remember when the last time I sang about our good buddy Krispy Kreme and we talked about all of that fun. We had a lot of fun. I broke down the first 2 seasons. If you haven't checked that out before, please check it out. I'm sorry if I'm a disgusting mess right now. I'm just coming from work. I wanted to make sure I had a chance to come out here and do this week. I watched the episode last night. I'm excited to talk about it. And I'm excited to say, oh, what a waste. He got shot in the face because of Jace's haste. I don't know. We'll break down Jace's stupidity. And I don't know how far I want to get into some of the changes from the text into reality, but that stuff's going to come up along the way. I fully accept this as fan fiction, but there are certain things here and there you might see me get whingy about. And I mean, right when we start this episode off, I'm a weird hypocrite about this show. Now, first of all, as you can see on my screen, I absolutely loved A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That was a show made for me. Well, I'm sure it was made for other people too, but it was specifically made for me. I covered every episode. If you're curious on my thoughts on that, you can go check that out. I won't dwell too much on that show or do sort of a comparison sake, except just say that I've liked both seasons of House of the Dragon. I liked Season 1 better than Season 2. But I did enjoy both seasons. I'm somebody that didn't mind watching Daemon trip all season because it reminded me of my youth. I didn't mind this. I didn't mind that. I didn't mind getting a wiffle ball bat of House of the Dragon stuff shoved in my butt. I enjoyed certain aspects. Certain aspects I got a little persnickety. Is that the correct expression? I don't know if it's the correct expression, but it's the one I'm going to fucking use right now. So certain things I like, certain things I didn't like. That being said, there's a lot of butterflies in this show. There's a lot of stuff that gets squashed, chunk, 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 and then and George is getting upset. But between the last time we talked and now about this particular show, George got really upset. George is getting upset. So there are certain elements that I can't help but have some transference onto. And this is where I'm a hypocrite in this show. Visually, this show looks amazing. It is shot incredibly. You can feel the budget. You can feel it. The sets are dressed incredibly. The costumes work. The CG on the dragons makes me care about these things like they're real living, breathing creatures and not just zeros and ones put together on a screen. I really deeply care. Like, at the end, I could rag on Jace. Jace, he's a horrible case. What a waste. You got an arrow in your face? Or was it in your waist? Whatever the fuck happened to Jace, okay? We're going to get into that. His fucking stupidity. But visually, everything looks great on this show. I think they do an excellent job at sort of grasping everything. I think where they lack on this show and where something like Game of Thrones at the beginning half of the series and Night of the Seven Kingdoms really embraces its character stuff. You know, the problem with Jace was I cared more about his CG dragon than him. Yeah, a spoiler alert, obviously, for everything that happens in this episode and everything that could happen or will happen or whatever happens. This isn't a safe place for you. Leave. But the truth of the matter is, I didn't know him enough. All I thought was, hey, that dude looks a little bit like Joe Goldberg. Is he gonna look at me and tell me he loves me so much? Is he gonna pontificate in me? Pontificate in me sounds like something very dirty. I don't know what it is, but it is something. But I had trouble feeling much for him. There are moments in this episode that I felt a lot. I think they're doing an excellent job with Aegon, making me care about him for some reason. And I'm on the other side. I'm team Rhaenyra when it really comes down. I'm team good show. But when it comes down to it, if I'm having to pick a side, I'm picking Rhaenyra's side. That being said, Aegon and Larys, is it Larys with an A? Because I keep wanting to say Loris, but I know it's not Loris. Is it Larys? I'm going to fuck up the names this week. It is. It'll take me a couple weeks to get back up to speed with names. So I apologize ahead of time for my destruction of some of these characters' names. They're the best part of this episode. There's a lot of stuff I did enjoy in this episode, and I'll get into it. I don't enjoy that we needed to remete all these episodes, reconnect to everyone on screen because it's been 3.5 years since the last season, and they decided not to end last season the way they should have ended last season and decided to start this season the way they should have ended last season. So the beginning half of this episode is catching up with a lot of people. Like, do I really need... They call him Crispy Baby. They call him Krispy Kreme. He's a little depressed asshole. He thinks of what it seems. He's sitting there and I hope he dies. Crispy here, well, the Christ hears all the cries. He is the crispy guy. Okay, like, did I really need to see Crispy tonight? Like, did I need to catch up with him just to see him sit there and go, I'm Crispy. I'm waiting for Aemon One Eye. Do I really need that? And then we got, like, Alicent and Aemon making out. Like, I don't know. Like, I appreciate that incest is a huge part of the Targaryen way. But I feel like there's certain aspects you don't need to crowbar something into it. There's enough uncomfortable awkwardness in A Song of Ice and Fire in general. You don't have to put more incest in there. You know? That's all I'm saying. Oh my goodness, we actually have people in the live mother gripping chat right now. I figured I'd be doing this alone. I honestly did. And I appreciate if there's even 3 people watching right now because this is not a normal time of day. I'm basically trying to fit this in like an uncomfortable puzzle piece that has no place. Hey, we got Fandom Desint in the live motherfucking chat. I was about to take a nap, but but nope, I'm okay. Let me order some food with this. Thank you so much for joining me for this nonsense. I won't be on too long, and I know I do say this, but I'm going to try to keep this to an hour. When I get to our actual recaps on the night of the show, I'll get these to multiple hour ridiculosities and running all over the place. But this week and next week, if I can get this in next week too, which I'm going to try, it's a little weird. I think is next week the holidays. It might be a little weird with the holidays, but either way, what I meant to say was starting with episode 3, I will be doing recaps after the episode, back to our normal time, 10-ish after the episode airs. I will be mainly alone. We'll see if we can drag Joe Dirty Locks over here or keep Tony up one night, or I've got a couple of other people, guests that I might ask to jump in and join us for this thing. But for the most part, you're going to have to deal with my awkward ass. And it's been a while since I talked about this stuff one-on-one here with you. So there's going to be some processings of me getting back up to speed to doing Babelfest 97 by myself. But I do appreciate everyone that's joining me for this afternoon's festivities. Mark A. Houston, no. You are the man. And I'm not rushing this process. I took my time. Oh, Jace. What a waste. You got an arrow in your face. Because you're haste. Okay, that's enough of that shit. Enough of that shit. I'm sorry. I'm trying to feel something for Jace. By doing that, by simulating horribly, poorly written songs about Jace, what I'm attempting to do is make myself give a shit. I did care about Veramax. Is that the name? I'm gonna mispronounce names of dragons and I'm gonna mispronounce names of people. So I apologize for that. I did not check my math. I literally came in from a different thing, a work thing that I was dealing with this afternoon, and turned on the camera, and here I am. So, and I watched the episode once a couple nights ago. So I apologize again if I am not up to speed with some of the dragon talk right now, but I felt bad for the dragon. They did a good job emotionally making me care about it. But on top of last season with Jace being the fucking douchebag to all the dragon seeds, And on top of the changes that were made to the Battle of the Gullet in the way of Jace's, I know Jace's death is a little, it left room for interpretation in the text. But there's another aspect where they brought in Sheep Stealer. And I'm going to get all into the Sheep Stealer situation because I have such mixed opinions on that factor. Because I like the way the dragon was depicted. That's always been one of my favorite dragons in the story. And I like how they depicted the dragon on screen. I enjoyed Rhaena's, like, not getting fed, how the Sheep Stealer was feeding Rhaena. And I kind of liked Rhaena's balls in that scene. I loved seeing that interaction and how she sort of took the dragon. All that being said, we could have used a different dragon. If you know, you know. We could have still done that other thing that me and some other people feel strongly about. And then we could have had Rhaena have something like that happen with her and another dragon. Because I think the scene was well acted, well performed. It made me feel things, but it also made me feel like, fuck you for making me feel something about this, Ryan Condal, you douche. Like, did you do this just to rage bait George? And that's my question. Did they change that just because that's one of George's, like, because George particularly likes that character and he said to them, don't, make sure you keep Nettles in there. And they're like, nah, you know what we'll do to piss George off because of that blog post? Let's take fucking Nettles out. Oh, is that the reason the blog post happened? Like, did they send him a letter, sealed letter that said that? All that being said, this is where I'm a fucking hypocrite. I thought the scene was done pretty well. And I think I didn't hate that she was a factor in Jace's death, but I didn't love it because of some other baggage. If you want to make a Game of Thrones fan fiction, go ahead and do it. You can do it, and I can enjoy it, and I do enjoy it, but that doesn't mean I can't be a douche too. Two things can be true at the same time. I can enjoy something and be kind of douchey about it. And I enjoyed this episode, especially the second half of it. I thought the battle was filmed incredibly well done. I like everything Corlys. I like everything Aegon and Larys. I think Rhaenyra had a good episode too, for the most part. I just didn't care about the big moment that we have at the end of the episode. At the end of this episode, it didn't create the emotional reaction in me I wanted it to, or that I did the first time I sort of, or some of the other moments that have happened, even to the point in that series. Oh, where am I? In that series right there, there's certain elements of caring that I didn't quite get. And I'm trying. And I don't know if that's because of the show's lack of emotional agency with certain characters and certain things, or because of the wait. And because we didn't get this end at the end of last season. If we'd gotten this end then, I might have felt a little differently about it. Again, I feel like I'm bitching a lot here at the beginning. I don't mean to be. I'm excited to have this show back. I'm excited to talk about it. I'm excited not to have to deal with Joe telling me that I'm stupid for liking things. But But again, I don't think any of the aspects of problems I had with the show was anything to do with what was on the show. This is where I have a hair across my ass. There's certain things that I wanted to see done a certain way and they weren't. And I feel like that's a dickbag complaint. That's like me being,
like, the way they did this in this situation is,
and I'm going to try not to do that moving forward. So let's get back in the live chat. It's dragon time. What's up, folks? Good to see Alex in the live chat. I haven't seen some of you folks in a while. It's good to see all of you kind friends. Mika, we got the wonderful Mika. I just saw you were live, and I wanted to pop in and show you some love. Never seen this show, but have a great day, Mika. That super chat means more than you know, and I appreciate it, even though you're not watching this show. Joe hates the show with a fiery hot passion of 1,000 suns. He did try season 2. He hates it. Fandom. He tried it. He said, I asked him, I touched base with him recently to be like, hey, do you want to do this with me? And he said, no, I would rather drink acid. I would rather drink hydrochloric acid and then cover A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So I had to just let him be. Hi, everyone. Can't hang long. Hopefully you're still streaming when I take lunch. Not sure, Celise, but I will. This is just the first of the whole season. This is just when I'm finding a way to stick this in here. That sounded very awkward, and I apologize for it ahead of time. George needs to finish these books. He won't need to get upset. When it comes to this, though, this is a little different. The text is here. When it comes to, yes, I agree with you. When it comes to Winds of Winter, he can't and shouldn't be pissed at Dan and Dave. You know, like here we go. This is when I'm pissing people off. Dan and Dave deserve a respite. They were pretty good at adapting George's stuff when George had stuff for them to adapt. Ira Parker is amazing at it as well. Condell, he has what George said, and he goes, you know what? Nah, that's not for me. I can do better. And maybe for some people he could. Maybe for some people he can't. That's the thing. So, and I'm not going to necessarily poo-poo it or take George off the hook for things that George needs to be punished for or held his hand to the fire for. But, like, someone hold his hand and tell him to fucking write. But there's enough here in Fire and Blood that they could have done a reasonable representation. But because of the nature of Fire and Blood, and people that don't know, might have forgotten, it's set up in a way that you're getting multiple people's perspectives about it. So what he's trying to do in his modus operandi by creating his own fan fiction is saying all that stuff that George said were all rumors by those, it's Mushroom, I forget the other two people, but Green Maester something, whatever. But whoever the three people that we're listening to in Fire and Blood, it's three. I think what Condell is trying to do is saying, hey, all that is just fan fiction. It's people's fan fiction interpretation of what happened. Look at me. I am going to be setting the standard in a world of Song of Ice and Fire. I am going to put hard facts. And what you're seeing here is the facts of the Dance of the Dragons. Everything that George said in Fire and Blood is people around's opinions of it. But what's happening here is the real deal. So I think that's the mindset going into this. And it's fair to say that the way George wrote this left room for this kind of interpretation when someone's doing it pure. But I think when he interviews people to cover his stuff, I think they just tell him what they want him to hear. Like, oh yeah, George, we'll cover it. Don't worry. Mummy and Son Loving. And we'll talk all about that a little bit. George is correct. They are doing fan fiction. They are. I mean, I'm not going to say that anyone that likes the show, and I'm going to say it again for people in the cheap seats that might be like, I'm shitting and I'm negative right now. I like this show a lot. I enjoy it. I've enjoyed almost every single episode of this show. Are there elements that I roll my eyes and laugh at? I like this show like I like Game of Thrones seasons 5, 6, and 7. And parts of 8. I know people think 8 jumped off a cliff. I think 5 through 8 are very similar quality. And I like parts of it, and I think parts of it I roll my eyes at. I don't think there's much of a quality difference. Whereas I think Night of the Seven Kingdoms is seasons 1 through 4 quality of Game of Thrones. And that's my perspective on it. You know, holy shit, we have the amazing I was going to say good friend of the channel, but I haven't had him on the channel yet, and I should have him on at some point in time. Friend of the Escaping From podcast, and an amazing person. If you haven't already, great musician, great YouTuber. Make sure you subscribe and you check out Real Enigmas and Theories. Big shout out to Phil the Issues Guy. We're off to a pretty good start for season 3 so far. I would agree. And I think it's a fun season. And again, I don't mean to be a dickbag and be like, fan fiction. If I never knew what happened in all these situations, I'd probably be better off. I wish I could take the freaking Men in Black flashy thing over my eyes and forget about what's going on. We got another super chat from the amazing Big E. Big E, Family Guy, James Williams Bottom Tooth, a.k.a. Sheep Stealer. Rhaenyra didn't have a car insurance. Danny and Drogon would wipe out everyone in bed. God, I love you. God, I missed you guys. But it is a little... George would need to finish up these books. He wouldn't be getting upset. It's true. George is correct. They're doing fan fiction. Facts. Yes, George needs to work. Hey, we got Selyse Baratheon. Great. Jace's reaction to getting shot low-key had me laughing. It reminded me for a second at the end of Titanic, Jack, just move over and let Jack climb up there. But fandom, it was comical. It was comical. There was something comical in the way that Rickon's death and Robb Stark's death wasn't comical. Rickon's was a little comical with the zigzagging and shit like that. But still, the way they additionally, you saw all the dudes on the boat going as he's climbing back on. And then he just gets shot with an arrow to the waist. And the way he just dies easily, he's just like, eh. It was funny. It was comical. Yeah, I have no feelings towards his death either. If his girl was pregnant, then I would have had some feelings. Yeah, I have feelings towards Rhaena and Baela. Is that the right name? Baela? I have feelings towards both of them, even in that scene. You could feel the emotional reaction of Rhaena riding Sheep Stealer and dealing with, being out of control of this thing. I could feel that. And that's where I get into the, I enjoy that. Even though I'm pissed off about the Nettle situation, I still enjoyed Rhaena's scenes with Sheep Stealer. I just think they could have recreated her scenes with a different dragon. And they could have kept Nettles in the story, but whatever. I'm a pain in the dick here. In From, I love all the characters, unlike this show. Jace should have allowed himself to drown with his dragon. I thought it was cowardly to release himself after he caused the... I think there's a lot of cowardly... I think Jace, instead of cowardly, I'm just going to call him a dumbass. But I hear you. I think it was an emotional moment where at that point he should have if he had any battle awareness, he would have known he was dead anyway and would have gone down with his dragon in a way that kind of the Queen That Never Was did. Rhaenys? I'm avoiding saying names because I'm afraid I'm going to mess them up so bad right now. But sometimes you got to go down with your dragon, dude. Jace not going down with his dragon was the right thing to do. I mean, Daryl, you're right in the way of surviving for Rhaenyra and surviving for the future of his house. You're right. But the emotional asshole in me that cares about animals more than people is like, Bafangul, Jace, what the fuck? Go down with your fucking dragon. Care a little bit, buddy. But realistically, Daryl is filling me with a little bit more logic here. Jace made the right decision. Oh, Daryl, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad to know I'm not alone. I'm glad to be out here today to talk to you guys about this episode. I missed you. I really missed everyone on Sunday night. And I'm getting a lot of comments from you guys and questions and where the hell are you? Are you actually going to not cover this show? Made me feel bad that I wasn't out here doing it. And so I appreciate it. Even if I have 3 people watching right now, I appreciate having you guys. We got Stupid Stop Motion. Hello, I absolutely love your eye makeup. Thank you. Thank you so much. What's up? House of the Dragon is finally back. From is definitely more important. Season finales are more important than season premieres. When we've been invested in a whole season of something, and people that don't know, I'm finishing up a show covering with Tony Teflon, the Escaping From podcast. We're simulcasting on both channels, and make sure you check that out if you're watching the show from, or check out the audio podcast of that. So they actually waited a week in between the seasons, so we would have been coming back next week, but we have to wait till after episode 3. Let me go. Be Long, just like Arlen of Pennytree. Oh, he's huge. Corlys' son is the hardest, most stoniest, hard, most intense brothers on screen. He was awesome. Like, that's what I'm saying. Everything with Corliss and him, them sharing a drink, their whole interaction back and forth, I thought was amazing. I was also a little pissed off the way they sort of yada the dragon seeds. And again, if you know, you know. Like that was just kind of made me a little pissed off too. It was just, why show them if you're just gonna do something like that? We've got the amazing Julia in the live chat too. Oh, great to see all you friends. I love all of you guys in the live motherfucking chat right now. Tony Pajamas! We got the wonderful Tony Pajamas in the live chat right now. Oh my goodness, the greatest name in all of YouTube, Tony Pajamas. Yeah, the battle was great. Seeing Corliss in action, seeing him outsmart the idiot, the bitch of the sea, what was her name? Seeing her deal with that whole interaction. That character was a little mustache twirly, but whatever. And then, like, the whole conversation, everything with her and the Lannister, when the Lannister's speaking logic. Oh, you want logic? You're in the wrong place. Ha ha! We're going to kill the sea snake. Made me laugh. Again, there was a lot of comedy in this episode. But, again, I have to reiterate, the production value on the show is just off the fucking charts. Vermax struggling. Yeah, that's the most emotional I got in the entire episode, Noah. Vermax, like, the whales and watching him sink in the water. It just, maybe that's why I didn't care about Jace. Because all of that made me so pissed off. But, and the fact that the Triarchy got him. It's like Euron getting a dragon. I just, like, fuck those idiots. I don't want those idiots to get a dragon. And they got him twice, too, you know? Like, they got him fucking twice. But I just felt nothing but anger about the dragon. That's what I felt in that moment. Justice for Sheepstealer, yes. We love to see you anytime of day. Oh, Julia, you're amazing. I love seeing you guys any time of day. I didn't like Rhaenyra being locked up. I thought that was... They're doing everything in their power not to have Rhaenyra be Rhaenyra. Does anyone else feel that way? Like, and I don't... they don't have to have her go off and fight the fight. They could have her leading the battle. I don't know. I don't like every decision they're making with Rhaenyra to make her seem less responsible in any situation, whether it's positive or negative. I feel like they go out of their way to take away her agency sometimes, and I don't enjoy that. And in this situation, like, she wanted to fight the fight, which is cool, you know, but like, that was almost unnecessarily made so that they could have Jace lock her in there and have this like weird moment where she's in there saying, I have the heart of a champion. I don't know what she said. I'm no one knows it, but I have the heart of a queen, you know, or heart of a king. She has the heart of a king. I don't know. Something about that scene bothered me. It felt very unnecessary. You know, if they just let Rhaenyra be Rhaenyra. But again, I'm being a douchebag because I liked this episode. I would say if I'm ranking this episode, it's a 6.5, a 7 out of 10. For ranking purposes, if you're curious of my score of it. And I think the second half of this episode was like a 9 out of 10. I think some of the stuff that happened at the end was really well shot, I think. But again, I also don't like, this is an overall television problem. Why do we need to pass episodes out to every fucking reviewer and their mother just so we can have everyone say, this is the greatest battle since sliced cheese. This is going to be better than the Battle of Blackwater. This is the most intense thing ever on screen ever. I don't think that helps. I don't think over expectations helps people not to be extra hard on shit. Do you know what I like? There's a line in the movie The Devil's Advocate. It's said by Al Pacino. It's like, you never see me coming, Kevin. Like, you never see me coming. I'm paraphrasing it to a certain... They'll never see me coming. I'm trying to find a good auto sound here, but I can't find a good one. But, like, when I watch something, I want to be... There we go, that's better. I want to be surprised by it. I don't want to hear that this is going to be the greatest battle I've ever seen in my life. I want to see it and make that decision with my own eyes and my own feelings. That has nothing to do with the quality on screen at all. But I do feel like over expectations about something or under expectations of something helps perceptions of it. That's why some things are better to watch and binge rather than watching week to week, because your anticipation builds things up so much that when you watch it after a long break, you're like, this better be what I expected, better be what I remembered, better be everything I needed it to be. But when you binge something, it all sort of combines. And I think this is a new phenomenon with watching experiences. Before binging existed, I feel like it was a little different. But in the sense of now, when someone keeps telling you something's awesome, something's the greatest thing of all time, something is blah, blah, blibbity, blabbity, blabbity, for me, that creates a sense of looking for reasons why that person's fucking wrong. Why is it not the greatest thing in the world? What? You really think I should like this thing? Especially now where everyone is edgy Edgerson and wants to come up with reasons to hate things. So I don't like that that every person attached to the show had to say that this is going to be the greatest battle ever depicted on screen. Don't tell me that. Because automatically you're not it if you're going to say that. I'm sorry. Not everyone can call their shot and make it be the greatest thing of all time. There's only one greatest of all time. And I don't know. That's just a personal thing. And it's not just of this show. It's of everything. People need to see the reviews and read glowing reviews before they decide if they're going to like something or not. Not everybody, but I'm saying that's just a big thing. Where they have to tell you everything about a show. They have to show you everything that's going to happen in it practically in a trailer. Show you images of the secrets that are going to happen to make sure you don't miss it. Like, give the audience some credit. Let us think on our own and make our own decisions if we like things or not. If we think things are the greatest of all time. If we want to just, we can't breathe because it's the greatest thing of all time. Trust me, people are going to feel that way if it's good enough. You don't need to tell them. So, again, that's a personal thing. The sheep steal of it all was my least favorite part of the episode. It was dumb. Well, we're going to get into that very quickly soon. I liked it just because I like that dragon. Has always been one of my favorite dragons. But, yeah. I didn't like it. I liked it if I didn't like it. I like Nettles, but I understand the merging. I would like it if it was a merge. It doesn't seem like a merge to me. It seems like they just cut her. I get it, though. I know what you're saying. They're needing to narrow down the focus. It's like in the books where you cut out some of the Tyrell brothers so you can focus on Loras. I get it, too. This is just a personal thing for me. Who said that? Noah. Because that was one of my favorite characters from the text. So, because I feel like we have so much of the atypical Targaryen thing with dragon interactions. Nettles breaks the rules to a certain extent. It breaks canon a little bit. And I like that to show that it's not always the same thing. So I think she offers enough unique, interesting interactions into this world and adds a little texture to it all that by missing the character, you miss out on a different kind of dragon energy. And I think you're trying to simulate that with the dragon seeds to a certain extent, all the other dragon seeds. But I think this is just personal. Other people are going to feel differently. That being said, I don't hate Rhaena, and I don't hate that they gave her this much stuff to do. I just miss my Binky. Really, when it comes down to it, I'm just missing my Binky. Loving this fanfic of Game of Thrones. Me too. Killmonger, great to see you, buddy. Least he could have done was take a breath, gone underwater, and maybe tried to free Varimax. That's a good point. Like, he had the knife. Like, he could have died making an effort to free his dragon, but instead he's just like, he sits there on the thing and like slowly melts into the water. Like he's on a jet ski for a while there. He's just like, hey guys, I'm slowly sinking. Like, he could have thought about cutting himself out of the dragon and then reaching under and trying to cut the dragon. Yeah, I agree. No interest in this show, but after Game of Thrones, but heard it's mid. Heard the other spinoff is good, but also have no interest in watching. Tony Pajamas, it doesn't matter if you've watched or not. I appreciate you just being in there. I don't get why she wouldn't enter the battle with an untrained dragon. It was stupid. Yeah, it was. It was really stupid and unnecessary. It's not part of the battle. It's not Jace. You could have had Jace die in another way. You didn't have to have that happen. You could have had the dragon seeds be part of the fucking battle like they really are. Like, god damn it. I get changing things for certain reasons, but sometimes it's like you change it just so you can put your own stamp on it, so you don't have to give George any credit. That's what it feels like to me. Again, this isn't whether it's good or bad. And this is where I get biased, and I'm going to call myself out on it every single time. So if you're saying, fuck you, Phil, don't let us enjoy stuff, I'm enjoying it. I feel like I'm masochistic because I hate myself for enjoying it. Because I also feel like some of it was created just to piss George off. It's just to rage bait George. Or just to kind of get their own personal stamp on it. Because they didn't want to do what George did. And I don't know how I feel about that. So, we weren't with Jace enough to care about him. I think Jace's death might have been more impactful if it happened. Julia, I'm thinking that too. As much as we didn't spend enough time with Jace, I feel like if you're within the season of a whole season leading up to that, and we had that big scene with him complaining about the dragon seeds, we had a little interaction with him and his girl at the end of last season. If we had him be an episode 9 death, I think it would have mattered more. Or, no, it matters the same. I think it would have felt different to me. And maybe to some of you as well. Maybe not. Maybe you felt strongly when Jace died, and I feel... I can feel your television energy, and it's okay. Like, give me a hug. But I didn't feel what I wanted to feel about it. And I probably would have felt more if they did it last year. Dun, 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 dun. I think it's so boring, says Shorty. That's what Joe thinks as well. If you're, I know you and Joe disagree in the past, but you and Joe are 100% in agreement. Joe isn't here because he says he falls asleep every time he turns it on. So I don't feel that way, but I am going to voice those concerns. This isn't going to be Happy Fest 97 here. I don't know why I said 97, because 1997 was a really happy year. This isn't going to be Happy Fest 97. It's going to be... this is a safe place to complain. It's also a safe place to tell me shut the fuck up. I liked it. Get off your fucking book reading high horse. Or I don't read. I've never learned to read. The audiobook high horse. Game of Thrones makes me sleepy and the incest is gross. I thought it was an inside joke. A Light in the Seven Kingdoms is... I agree with you, Chris. It might be my favorite show too. All in all. When all this is over and all this is said and done, because... the novellas are I just totally had a Boston accent on that. Dude, the novellas, dude. I fucking love those novellas. They're fucking dandy, dude. But those are my favorite thing in all of A Song of Ice and Fire. More than the main books. I think I like the Duncan Eggs. I've always liked the Duncan Egg story the best. So I'm biased. I'm 100% biased. Maybe I'll feel different about the main story if it was finished. And I know Duncan Egg isn't finished either, but we kind of all know what happens at Summerhall. So we kind of know where that ends. So even if we don't have the ending of it written, we all kind of know what the end of A Night of Seven Kingdoms is. The main series, we know what Dan and Dave's fan fiction was. We don't know what the real ending is. So it's hard for me to judge it as a whole without reading it all or taking it all in, George's vision of it all. So right now, I have to go by everything that's just finished. And my favorite things in the world of Ice and Fire, Song of Ice and Fire, are the Night of the Seven Kingdom, all of the Duncan Egg books, or short stories, novellas. Or if you tried saving Verimax, it would have been gut-wrenching watching them both die. Yeah, we might have actually had a transference. There we go. That was a little difficult to say. Transference of emotions there and actually cared about it. I agree. George is partly to blame for season 8 of Game. Yeah, he is. He is. We can say that Dan and Dave are hacks, but yeah, it's not their fault. They had to do it. What were they going to do? Stop the show? I think the only thing you can blame, or the only thing I blame Dan and Dave for, is not going longer. They wanted to hurry up and finish it so they can get to their Star Wars prequel that never actually happened. Or kind of work off the benefit of being very popular, like why they still could do it. I think even simply if they had written the fanfic, if the last 2 seasons were 10 episodes long, it would have been better. But again, that's a different story altogether. We got Christie. Or if you tried saving Barry Max, it would have been this. Jump and Slash, Dan and Dave cut a ton of stuff. What are you talking about? They did. They cut a lot of shit from the second to last book. They could have done the whole Lady Stoneheart thing. They could have done Dorne completely different. I agree. But also, what the fuck I'm talking about is that George stopped writing books. He didn't give them the actual end to the story. So maybe if they had skipped some of the stuff that they didn't feel like was important, but still did the actual ending of the story the way George wanted to tell in the way that they did, it might have been effective. I agree. Dan and Dave could have stalled longer for George. They had so much more stuff they could have gone into. They could have done Lady Stoneheart stuff. The Dorne is the big one. They could have gone way into Doran and like simulated some of the stuff that we got in King's Landing with the backstabbing and all the emotional stuff. We could have really done more with Marine and Danny and all that sort of stuff. So many characters you could have created. I hear what you're saying, but don't be like, what the fuck am I talking about? George just stopped fucking writing books. And he told them, hey, this is the important stuff at the very beginning. This is how it's going to end. I'll catch up by the time you catch up to me. You'll get another book. So some of the decisions they made, yes, were fucking stupid. They're Dumb and Dumber, but they're not 100% to blame. Is that a better way of saying it? It's a 50-50 pizza pie of shit. Ryan Condal, on the other hand, is making choices. Anyways. I'm getting heated. Over there. But, I'm not taking Dan and Dave off the hook 100%. Trust me. I'm just saying it's not all their fault. It's easy to blame them. They're easy targets when the dude that wrote the book stopped writing the book. That being said, there is a lot of shit in especially Feast of Crows that they could have taken, and Dance with Dragons as well. So whatever. Dan and Dave, they rushed the last part of the season to work in the Star Wars project. Yes, exactly. And that's something. So many directors are terrible at adapting books and visual formats, but they're also, good Lord, they were bad at writing original content. Yeah, they're even worse at that. Oh no, tell Joe we need his raging opinions. By the way, he's so right about this show, but I will continue. Sheepstar looked rough with the Habsburg jaw. He was so courteous, sharing that sheep. Oh, it was such a beautiful thing. The kiss was so disturbing. Thank you, Real. Catching up with your shots. You're going to drink in the middle of the day. Am I going to drink in the middle of the day? Maybe. I do owe 2 drinks for Super Chats. I'm going to fast forward to the end here just to kind of catch up to the real time in the chat here. What if Dan and Dave didn't make a mistake? What if the story is supposed to be like this? I don't know what to think. And that's the thing it opens up by George not finishing the story. It makes you ask the question, is that all that's there? It's hard for me to believe that George won't flesh out a Danny heel turn more deeply, or Bran becoming king more deeply. Like, those things I think are bullet points that do end up coming true possibly, but I would feel like within the text of the book, George will define those things more often. I think the Maronese knot, if it ever gets untied, will be uniquely interesting to the story. I think everything that's happening in Dorne in the books is fucking amazing. And I wish we saw that on screen. I kept wanting to see it on screen, especially when they casted my man Bashir as Doran. I was like, oh, fuck. We're going to have fucking my Deep Space Nine guy's going to be a big fucking factor in this show, and he's just fucking nothing. The Sand Snakes in general could have been so interesting in a visual aspect on screen if they were done right. So again, I'm not taking Dan and Dave off the hook, dude. George would have made it feel more earned, 100%. George is full of shit. Whatever did happen to that Star Wars prequel, they canceled it all when Last Jedi was kind of went down in a fucking crap load of shit. I think they sort of cut everything for the most part. But you know what I'm not going to cut? Do you know what time it is? You guys know what time it is. I know what time it is. Well, wait, I gotta do this in the right way. If I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this right. Right? Wait. Where is this the one? No, it's this one. Okay, everybody. I know this isn't the right show, but it is the time for our... Wait, I gotta do that a little bit better. We've waited enough time here. It's time for the recap. Sitting in that captain's chair. Good doggy. Good doggy. Yeah, let's get into this damn recap. Need to add a little bit more drums into that intro. Let's go. Recap. Recap. They call him Crispy Baby. Oh, Jace, got an arrow in your face. You were a waste. Oh, fucking Jace. You lost your dragon. You are a waste. You are a fuckface. Ugh. Okay, enough of that nonsense. Here we go. Neighbors are like, what the fuck? This isn't Sunday night. What are you doing right here? Now, I did a horrible recap, but we're going to go through it anyways here. I was writing this at like 3 o'clock in the morning last night while I was watching this episode. And it's horrible. Oh, Alan. Oh, we got the wonderful Alan in the live motherfucking chat. Holy shit, I haven't seen Alan in a while. Great to see you, and great to see Tamika's Dent in the live chat too. Phil, we need some more karaoke nights. We will definitely be getting some more karaoke nights, especially post House of the Dragon episodes. I'll be doing some late nights, or the back half of the episodes might turn into that and stuff like that. I appreciate anyone that checked out the goofy karaoke stuff. I'm going to set up an email or set up something so you guys can request songs and I can listen to them beforehand and we can get all into that. But I do need to toast to real enigmas and theories. I have to toast to Mika Lee, and I have to toast to who is our last super chatter. I need to make sure I get everyone that gave us a super chat. We got fan funding. Here we go. I am Big E. Thank you to everyone that's given us our super chats today. You asked, am I going to do it at 2 p.m.? I am. Toast to all of you guys. Cheers for all the super chats. Appreciate it. People want to know what I'm like if I don't do hippie activities. This is it. This goofy, wacky son of a motherfucker. This is what happens when I don't smoke. Okay, so we open up on Reyna getting Sheep Stealer. Okay, this is a good scene. It's shot. It was done really well. But I do feel like it's Condal rage baiting George. If Reyna had a similar scene with another dragon, I would have just been just as intense and just as feeling it. I would have felt it just as much. And I do feel like it was a good way to start the season, but it's a way of starting the season to slap up something across your face and be like, this isn't George's story. This is my story now. And I felt like there was an element of that in there. Oh, where these birds I cannot change. Oh, Lord, Rhaenyra can't change. Ella, she can change. So is she gonna be really pissed at her sister for killing her husband? Is that are we gonna get some? I mean, I guess they do create some more emotional stuff. I really did too. It was one of those things that I was sort of, and again, I understand this isn't an everybody thing, right? Like some people are just like, why do you give a shit about this character? They hybrided the character with Reyna. They're basically giving you what you want. You know, they just didn't. They got the dragon seeds. We don't need another dragon seed. And her Nettle's relationship with Daemon later on, we can kind of cut that and have it be a father-daughter thing. Like, I get it. I don't like it. I don't. And that's me with a hair across my ass. People, I accept that. I know why they did it. I understand, and I understand it's not going to piss off as many people as it pisses me off. But it really irritates me for some reason. Because going into this series, that was one of the characters I most wanted to see. And that's it. And that's why I'm feeling selfish about it. It's not anything to do with the quality of the show, quality of the production, the entertainment value, because I think this scene was done really well. And I'll say it again. I think this scene was done really well. And the idea that someone coming in on a dragon they can't control, fucking with the battle, considering the vagueness of which Jace dies in the main text, I don't hate it. I just think you could have done both things. But I'm being a douche. We got the crazy Maz in the live chat right now. I don't know if you're actually listening or you're just popping in the chat, but one of our audio listeners to our audio podcast, the From Podcast, the amazing crazy Mads is in the live chat. And a future writer, or she is a writer, but a future famous writer. And lots of love to Crazy Mads for all the support this season and From. The Triarchy killed 16 Targaryens. They were interior decorator. It's funny, I started to read that Haymaker and like it was a normal comment before I realized it. Okay, so we open up a Rhaena getting Sheep Stealer. It's a good scene. Episode 1, I have also the Review Geek recap open in case my recap is lacking. Rhaena is approaching Sheep Stealer, the wild dragon outside the veil. She tells it to calm down and she reaches out to it and she touches its side. It works, and Rhaena is able to get on top of it and ride it. And I thought this was a very fun scene. And why am I suddenly filled with the urge to say, it's a hot tower into the night. It's a hot tower into the night. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. It's a hot tower into the night. It's a hot tower into the night. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. It's a hot tower into the night. It's a hot tower. Okay. Needed a break for a second there. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. Man, fuck that motherfucker. Okay, so are we going to see Otto? We might need to change that to the other high tower, the sniffy high tower that we see later in the episode. He does. Okay, so it's not a simple taming. She gives the dragon, springs forwards, launches herself off the edge of a cliff. It throws her and she refuses to accept it as a rider. It's kind of a fun scene of like breaking down, like connecting with an animal. Like Rhaena was not giving up on this situation, and I appreciate it. So our next scene is I don't know where Otto is, but we are going to see him at some point this season. We saw him in the previews and we saw him in the trailer, and he was one of the last things we saw at the end of last season as a tease to say that we will see him at some point. So we will play our Fuck Otto song one more time at least. And Killmonger, I think you might be right. Thank you, YouTube is my time machine, because I wasn't sure. I just called him Other Hightower. Orland Hightower. Remind me of that when we get to his scene. The Hightower was huffing poppers. Oh, see, I thought it was like a nasal drip. I thought it was one of those inhalers, but was that like Westerosian cocaine? Was that what was he actually doing, Westerosian cocaine? He got some flowers from Highgarden, and he was sniffing up them flowers. Sunny skies. Crack me up. Okay, next scene is Aegon. I'm not Aegon. Aemon. He comes in and he drags one of his men and gets this. He's got I am going to chop up your head because I am evil. Do you know? Look at my one eye. I am evil. And dude's like, oh no shit. And Aemon's like, I'm evil. I don't care. I'm going to chop off your head whether you know anything or not. And then some other dude comes up and goes, no, Laris is gone too with Aegon. And Aemon is like, damn, I don't get to kill somebody. Pity, and then lets him go. Puppy dust. It was like poppy seeds. Oh, so it was a little bit of opium. It was like sniffing opium. Interesting. Okay, I want some of that. Can you give me some of that, Mr. Hightower? Can you deliver some of that to me? Milk of the poppy dust. That just sounds fucking delicious. Wait, that's a thing? I can get some of that? Oh my goodness. He did some X and wanted to enhance his high. Yeah, exactly. He needed something to stay up. I did feel bad for that Maester. I'm just like, that dude was just getting dragged, dude. It felt bad. I felt bad for him too. And we felt bad about Aemon too, because Aemon wants to kill. He definitely does. He doesn't like bad smells. See, I thought he was like frying his sense of smell with that. I guess that's why, because he did, in my visual aspect, it seemed like he was using it more as like an inhaler, sort of like, but I guess, I guess that makes sense. Wait, what am I doing? I'm trying to find something. Where is that one? Where is that? Oh, here it is. So I had to get ready for something. I might like this. I kind of liked him too. I did too. I thought he had a good vibe, like funny vibe. He had that like, I'm above all this crap. I don't give a fuck. Fuck, who gives a shit? Who's the fucking queen? Who's the fucking king? I don't give a fucking shit. He had a little bit of a hound vibe to him in that way, like just fuck this place. This place sucks. Okay, so Aegon is gone and Laris is gone too. So we go off to my favorite part of the episode. These two are amazing. Someone said it in the chat a few seconds ago. I would watch a whole spin-off of just these two going on adventures. Aegon and Laris. Aegon's pissed because Laris forgot the drugs. They get stopped. Aegon refuses to simply bow and pay allegiance to Rhaenyra. And Loras decides to just rat him out because the only way that they can survive, if he's refusing to kneel, they're dead unless he admits that who they are and then maybe tries to figure out a way to escape later. But it stalls because they can't actually kill them because they need to deliver them alive to Rhaenyra. I just thought this scene was, all of this was the best part of the episode. 100% the best part of the episode. Aegon and Loras' interaction, they're back and forth, they're shit talk to each other. Fuck you, fuck him, fuck what he's saying. What he's saying isn't true. This was so much better than the Tyrion and Jorah scene. And it was similar, but so much better. This was awesome. This was a Song of Ice and Fire stuff at its best for some reason. I don't know. I loved this scene between the two of them. Aegon, you could feel what happened to him. You feel the emotional weight of everything he dealt with. I feel like we learned enough and spent enough time with Aegon last season that I actually not care about him, but I am emotionally invested in the outcome of his character because realistically, I like Jace better than Aegon as a person. He's a better person, but I'm way more emotionally invested in Aegon than I am in Jace or any of Rhaenyra's kids. And I don't know why. Or more than Aemon too, more than any other character in the show, Aegon is the one I'm the most emotionally invested in. And I don't know why. Is it because he was like jerking off in the window and I can relate to that? No, but seriously though, all joking aside, he's the character I feel the most for that isn't a dragon. And I don't exactly know why. We'll examine that this season. Aegon, maybe it's as Michael says, Aegon's acting is good. He doesn't try too hard. Maybe it's that. Maybe there's this naturalness to his performance that makes me feel like attaches my emotions to it a little bit. Aegon is a badass for not kneeling in that condition, especially the situation, his laugh there when he was like, ha, well, that's all you want me to do. That's all? Fuck that. I'm not doing that. Like you could feel it. They actually, and this is why this was really good filmmaking because they didn't need to say anything really. You could just see the look on Aegon's face and the makeup work and all the stuff to the way he looks. The burn application looks excellent. And you just kind of could feel the pain. Like once he found out there was no drugs, it's like, not only is he feeling the physical pain of this, he's also feeling the withdrawals of having to go off the poppy. And you can kind of feel that energy. So all the shit I'm giving about Jace and about changes and nettles and all that, I want to take all that energy and give as much positive energy as I can to everything with Aegon. I really felt this stuff. And I hate it, the character. I fucking hate him. The actor has likable charisma. Maybe that's what it is too. Love me some Aegon. He's hilarious and misunderstood. Yeah, there's something about him. Like, I feel for him. I relate to him. I want to watch him. When he's not on screen, I ask, why isn't he on screen? Every time Poochie's not on screen, I want the characters to ask why Poochie isn't on screen. Oh, excuse me. I have a drinking problem. That's what Laris gets for the poppy. Total party. Yes, you bring the drugs. Like, why didn't you bring the drugs? You have one job. Take care of your king, and your king needs his drugs. I ship Aegon and Hamburger Patty from. I would be all about that, Peter Griffin. They have a lot to talk about. Yeah, there's something incredibly likable about him, and these scenes were TV gold because of it. Every ounce and every moment of a scene of Aegon and Loras on my screen were incredibly awesome. Oh, I forgot to mention, if anyone wants to, you don't have to, but if anyone wants to, the phone lines are open, 781-990-8509, 781-990-8509 if you want to call in or leave a voicemail. Or text if I didn't get your call for some reason. And I do want to mention that we did get a couple text messages. We got it from Pete's Live Music that says, well, so much for starting the season off slow. Holy shit, 10 times more action than expected. Wow. Pete's Live Music, one of our good friends and one of the people that's been supporting us for longer than ever. And of course, as I'm stalling for time to get it, our one and only
Dickon, Dickon, Dickon. Dickon, Dickon, Dickon. Dickon, 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 Dickon.
I think you make some excellent points.
You said Dickon.
I think you make some excellent points, Pete. I do, and I think the dick is definitely on. I think you clearly make sense with your dicking and awning. I think you do. And then of course we have the wonderful Antoine Thomas. Antoine Thomas, thank you so much for your text messages and your pictures and the images and stuff like that. Very much appreciated. It's great to be back in Westeros. Haymaker, thank you everyone that happens to be checking this out at work or at odd time. I know this might be overseas friendly, but this is not our usual time. I will be broadcasting this week and next week at an odd time, or maybe next week will be a maybe because of the holidays here in the US. But the third week after episode 3, I will be live at 10 p.m. right after the episode airs. So I hope that you join me all season long, or at least check these out on replay and share your thoughts about this season, because this has been a lot of fun, and I'm so happy to have you guys with me this afternoon to talk about this episode. Okay, so A Tale of Two Royal Cripples, Aegon and Loras, a story I would totally per se phone. I'm just gonna call you phone. I would totally watch a show on these two. I want more. I want a whole episode dedicated to these fuckers. The regular time is 10:15 p.m. Sunday evenings. I will be live. Although I do like this time of day. I do like broadcasting on in afternoon sometimes. But let's continue here. We're not too far in this recap. So then we get to our everyone's favorite character. Finally, it's time for Rhaenyra. And Rhaenyra, what do you got to say to people? Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're a dragon lying Uncle Fucker. You're an Uncle Fucker, yes it's true. No matter fuck Uncle Fucker, you. Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're the one that fucks your Uncle Fucker. You don't eat or sleep, just have some fun. Fuck your uncle all night long.
What's that over there?
I don't know.
It's just the Targaryens infiltrating
again.
It's so typical. Which ones are on it again now?
At least they're not on a boat.
That's exciting. I don't think it's exciting. Rhaenyra's now.
Shut your fucking face, Uncle. Yes. And not to mention, Chris, when I'm stuck here alone, when Joe or Tony aren't around or I don't have a guest host, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. I had to come out here for 5 minutes. I'm out here I was going to do a 20-minute stream. That was my mindset. I'm already hour 10. I feel you, Daryl. I'd be an uncle fucker in that situation too. Or if Olivia Cook was my mommy, I might try to kiss her too. Okay, so Rhaenyra talks to her crew about the Alicent visit. And Jace is like, it's a trap. Rhaenyra's like, I could take it all in one swoop. Like, she's so focused on, I could destroy that. I have my opportunity now. I can take this all in one giant swoop. And it'll be no problem. It'll be awesome. It'll be fine. Like, I should just do this, right? And, like, I get it. I get why he's... Oh, sorry. I'm going to get over here. I get why he's thinking that way in all the situations. I mean, this is a weird situation where we know what happens. So it's hard to do this. It's hard to figure it out. Excuse me. I'm doing... As you can tell, I'm, like, multitasking. When I try to multitask, you can just... It's a big fucking mess, right? It's a bit... There we go. Hi, everybody. Now I can multitask as Phil the cartoon character right here. Hi. So now I'm trying to figure this out. So Rhaenyra talks to her crew about the Alicent visit, and I get why they're all sort of being like, it's a trap, don't buy into this shit, because it's hard to buy into that. It's hard to think about all of that, right? And she explains that Aemon's going to be gone and Aegon's bedridden. She tells her crew Alicent will open the gates, and we will easily go in there. And Rhaenyra's excited. She's giddy. You can see her in this scene. She's very, like, dancing around, very, very happy, very much like, oh my goodness, like, we are gonna do this. We're gonna get this. It's gonna be easy, no problem, no danger to us at all. We're gonna get in there. We need to trust Alicent. Trust her. We're Ronnie, we're loony, we're all a little loony. The Animax sure did change it for the reboot. Yes, they did. Her uncle is Matt Smith. He sure did. Can't forget the drugs on the long journey, especially when you're in pain. Exactly. Like, some part of me thinks that maybe he didn't want to take the drugs to try to sort of have some sort of influence to fuck with him, to subconsciously mess with him a little bit. I mean, maybe. You never can tell. Okay, so then we flash over to Alicent getting back to the keep, King's Landing, and she's escorted immediately to the throne room to talk to the king. And, hey, thank you, Daryl. I appreciate it. Cartoon Phil exists because I'm not getting any prettier in reality. And eventually we're going to need Cartoon Phil because I'm going to be hard to look at. So that is why we're playing with VTubing here. So... Sorry, everybody. Sorry. I'm testing it out to see how awkward it is for people to look at a cartoon me. So there you go. I know exactly. Did somebody just realize I magically turned into Cartoon Phil? Woo, 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 ah. It's even weirder when I have my facial hair. See, look. I look even more like. See, I'm becoming more decrepit by the day. So I need to think ahead here, folks. Think ahead to how to keep doing this podcast forever. You know how it goes. Alicent was really scared. I thought they did as much as I didn't love the incest scene. I think they did a great job of sort of showing how uncomfortable it made Alicent. She didn't like it. She's not a Targaryen. She was put off by that. She was like, oh my God, what the fuck's going on? And the look she had on her face while Aemon was kissing her is the look I hope every woman that I've ever kissed in my life never had on their face while I was kissing them. It's just like, it was gross. I like Cartoon Phil. He's my kind of guy. Oh, I like Cartoon Phil too. He allows me to do awful things off camera. Hi everybody. You don't know what I'm doing under the camera right now. Okay, so it was sneaky way to wean him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, phone. I was wondering if it was the sneaky way to wean him off the drugs. Like, was that what was the whole mindset in that situation? Was it all just sort of like a sneaky withdrawal situation here? I think unlike her other son's death, I think this is one of those ones where she'll be like, he kind of got what he deserved. She should be like that. I mean, I think she's going to grieve her son, but he wanted it. He wanted this. He wanted to be in this situation. He fucked up. Or he fucked up locking the queen up and flying out there and, I mean, not realizing the situation he was flying into, not understanding the enemy that had weapons that could stop him. I know he was being chased by Not Nettles and Angry Sheep Stealer to get low again, but after going low once, wouldn't you fly up to get away from Sheep Stealer, knowing that if you fly low, you could get harpooned again? Like, you already got harpooned once. Like, wouldn't you do everything in your power to stay away from the ground? Or not the ground, the water level. But whatever. I know, I'm an evil asshole. I am. I think Rhaenyra is gonna almost just have to realize that this one was on Jace. And I don't think Rhaenyra does the same thing. I think she's smart enough and experienced enough that if she was there, if she got harpooned once and got let go, she wouldn't be dumb enough to go down there again. And even if she's being chased by a sheepy stealing one. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you do. Okay, the battle was 100% wild. Great. Amazingly filmed. I didn't need somebody to tell me it was going to be one of the best battles on screen. I would have just liked to see that. That was awesome. That was definitely one of the best battles in Game of Thrones. I mean, easily our best sea battle. I mean, what's the other one? We're going to talk about like the Euron ones. Like, we haven't seen anything like the sea battle like this. This was amazing. This was really cool. Bella could have outrun Sheepstealer. We know her dragon is fast as fuck. Jace needs rescuing every time. Yeah, exactly. Like, Jace just kept needing someone to cover his ass. Yeah, I think Rhaenyra will blame Jace for Jace's death. Yeah, and I think she should. Great to see our good buddy SM down. Jay in the live chat. If I'm saying fuck Jace, don't think I'm saying fuck JJ. Great to see our good buddy Jay in the live chat. Okay, so we get to Alicent getting back to the keep. She's escorted to the throne room. Alicent's like, why the throne room? I said, why should I be escorted to the king's bedroom? Because throne room. And we go to the throne room. And here we are. And who's sitting on the throne? It is Aemon. And he says, Aegon abdicated his throne. He left the keep. He's more stupid than Craven. And I'm fucking king now. And she presses him like, wait, where's Aegon? And what's going on now? She lies and tells him he has to get his ass to Harrenhal to join Cole because right now he's nervous. She's nervous because she told Rhaenyra to show up here and they were hoping Vhagar was gone. Aemon says he's not going anywhere. The Sand Snake is fucked. He's up against the army that outnumbers him 3-1. He's trying to be Daemon, but he's afraid of Daemon. Aemon makes everyone uncomfortable. I think they've done a good job with Aemon of creating somebody that makes me feel bad on screen. They did better with Alicent's kids than they did with Rhaenyra's kids. In actually making us have some sort of connection. Because the other character I care a little bit about is Helena. Helena? Yeah, is that her name? And again, she's one of Alicent's kids. And I don't know why. He has good evil face. He does. He has good bad guy snarl. So we go off to the sea snake and his crew doing war stuff. We get more intros as we see Daemon for the first time too, doing what he does best, killing. I don't know if anyone else noticed this. Everything was filmed very shadowy tonight. They weren't lighting the people on screen. They were keeping everyone in facial shadow, which I thought was an interesting situation. We get some Tully lore about their dead and about difference between burning and what the Tullys do with their dead, and they refuse Daemon burning them with the dragon. And we're approached by another army. And who is it but Chibs Stark? Yes, it's Chibs Stark. He has a name. I will be calling him Chibs Stark from this. And he's got I got the Lannister head. What's that, Chibs? Ah, blah, blah, fucking Joxy boy. Thank you, Chibs. Joxy boy! I love this guy. He was in Braveheart. He was in Sons of Anarchy. He's been Flanagan. Is his name Tommy Flanagan? Is that his name? I love this actor, but it's Chibs Stark. He just comes out there like, oh, this is Jackson boy. It's great to see Chibs. They filmed it like that because we in the dark sometimes, Phil. Exactly. Chibs left Sons and he's now with the Starks. I love this actor too. He brings so much. We talked about charisma. This guy is a charisma fucking incarnate. And it was great to see him on screen and great to see, yo, Jackson boy, toast to you and the Starks. We're here. And then Damon says, we've got more lions to hunt. And all the crazy Starks go, yeah! We're Starks and we like killing lava stars. My name is a Stark. Here is the Stark. Here is the Stark. And here we go, guys. You wanted him? You got him. He's here. The one and only. Here he is.
Walker, listening to talkers
What, the
makes
hound?
me thirsty. If any more words come pouring out your cunt mouth, I'm gonna have to eat every fucking chicken in this room.
That was the wrong thing. This is what we're supposed to play, motherfuckers. They call him Crispy Baby. He needs to wait for Vagar. He's sitting in the woods and he's being a real depressing fuck. He says, Sir Wayne, Crispy, everybody dies. It doesn't matter. We're all gonna keep ripping people up inside. Hey, look at that person over there. They're messing with that lady. I don't care because I'm crispy and I hate everybody. I am a Krispy Kreme. I am a Krispy Kreme. I can't wait to see this crispy motherfucker die. He is the Krispy Kreme. I hate him on my screen. We want a crispy, 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 crispy Kreme. Now, I got to applaud this actor because there's something about him that just makes me want to punch his face. And you're doing a good job. Now they've got all that out of the way, like crispy fucking die. Now that we got all the crispiness gone, right? And we didn't need to see you tonight. You know, they just wanted to check in with our main characters. But I applaud you, actor. You are great at making me hate you. You're such a douchebag. And every ounce of your energy permeates douche. Hypocritical douche. Dude, I want to see get pummeled. Dude, I wish I could see Damon slowly murder. All of that, crispy face. I hear your song. When I think of your song, when I think of Krispy Kreme, I want to see him die. I want to see him die. I want to see him die. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm having too much fun today. Okay. I don't know why they're blurring Darren's face. Yeah. Why are they hiding Darren so much? Like, shouldn't they be doing like a good job making him a character we care about instead of hiding him in the shadows? Like, what the fuck? Why were they hiding his casting notices, too? Like, everyone else, they're like, this is the person playing this character. Darren, like, no, we gotta hide Darren. We can show his dragon a few times, but we can't show you Darren. Like, come on. Chibs, exactly. Chibs Stark from his first day until his last. Oh, the dog is right there. You want me to play the trumpet so he sings? He's feeling a little yucky today. I don't know if he'd sing with the trumpet, but maybe I'll try at the end of the show and see if we can get a little quick duet for the end of our show with myself and the dog. We need to get a Crispy rap. We definitely do. Winter is coming for Crispy. It's happening. It's definitely happening. Phil, do you know the actor that's playing Lincoln the Legend? I don't know him. And I'm purposely not looking too much into that because I want to be as surprised as possible with that thing. And it's something I would judge very harshly. I think Are they going to make Link a silent protagonist in the movie? Because I don't want to hear his fucking voice. I haven't heard his voice since the Wand of Gamelon, or excuse me, princess, and I have no urge to hear it anymore. Best Lannisters are dead Lannisters. So, Crispy's a Krispy Kreme one. We check in with the Dragon Seeds who are waiting for Vhagar and Aemon. Ulf is drunk. They debate Dragon Knights and if they get castles for being Dragon Knights, and they don't. Okay. We see Sheep Stealer. No, she says shut the fuck up. Oh, one's singing. We say shut the fuck up. We see Alicent talking to Helena as she's writing a letter and to the Hightowers to tell them to wait to kind of give Rhaenyra time to take King's Landing. Helena calls her out on being scared. She also calls out Aemon on being scared, which Alicent uses later to her advantage. I thought this was a good scene between Helena and Alicent. I wish we got more of them throughout the series. Yeah, I think they have good chemistry, and they're two good actors giving a good performance in this situation. Yeah, there was like a Byrne Lannister. Crispy is a edgelord. That's a great way of saying it. Who is smarter? Dunk. Dunk is smarter. Dunk is smart. He's just slow. He might be a lunk, but it's because he's slow. When he actually thinks, he comes up with pretty clever thoughts sometimes. Great to see so much. Great. Oh, we got our great buddy, JS. Great to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. It's always awesome to see you in the live chat. I'm not sure which Lannister. Was that the other twin Lannister? I wish I knew my names better of this generation. But I'm moronic. If you want encyclopedic knowledge or people that actually know that shit, please check out my favorite creators, the other Game of Thrones creators. I would suggest you all, if you watch way over me, obviously Tony when he puts out his stuff, Gray Area, and Carmine and Preston. They're the ones I turn to if I actually want to learn something. If I want to learn something, I'll tune into Gray, Tony, or Carmine and Preston. If you want some asshole television watcher that has just enough knowledge to get myself into trouble, hi guys, that's me. No, I mean, I like making fun of Crispy. It's too fun to make fun of him, but I don't have the same rage for Crispy that I had last season and other seasons before. We need to see more of him. I get where he's thinking, but he acted like a dickbag in this episode too, like a detached, emotional. Like he doesn't want to take the weight of the things that he has even caused himself. It has been a while, my friend. Jason Lannister is the one that got killed in his. Okay, so it was the other twin Lannister, like the one we see later on the boat. It's his twin that's the head that we see with Chibs Stark. Hold it. Is that what's Stark? Is that Torrhen Stark? Is that who it is? Or is Torrhen Stark the one in Knight of Seven Kingdoms? Like people that actually know this shit, tell me. Just let me say it once so I can prove I know which Stark it is. Is it Torrhen Stark? Or is that the one in Knight of Seven Kingdoms? Anyways. Both twins. Okay. Can't have got death. Thailand. Thank you. Torrhen is the one during Knight of Seven Kingdoms age. That's why I had him primed to my mind. Hell, I got Dunk the Lunk on my screen right now. Let's go over here. Now I have Boyd on my screen. Let's go. Let's get you guys back on screen. Was there a different battle involving Chibs and the Lannisters? Yes. There was. It just happened off screen. Okay, so Korra sits Alan down, and he's not going to drink alone. I thought this was awesome scene. How personal do I get here? I'm not going to get like whiny, blah, 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 blah. I knew who my father was, but he did not claim me. I had to have interactions with him, and he would not claim me. I wrote him a letter begging for him to even have a conversation with me. He would not claim me. Eventually, I did have a relationship. I have a relationship with my half-sister and all that sort of stuff. So everything with Corlys and Alan is really close to home. And Alan is living my dream in this moment. Just sitting, having a drink with your dad, who's actually sort of making it aware that he knows he's your dad and knows that he fucked up. And you could see, like, it almost, that gave, like, Alan was confused by it all, but he still took it all in a warm way. And I thought these scenes were done exceptionally well. You had two really excellent acting performances by both actors that created chemistry with each other. And the setup was emotional because it was relatable for someone. And I'm not the only one. I'm sure there's millions of other people that are watching this that can kind of relate to it in different ways, shapes, or forms. And I thought this was just done really well. And again, this isn't a poor me, fuck you, whatever. If I popped out, you wouldn't want me either, But I'm saying that more just to say that it was relatable. I got emotional. All of this made me emotional. All of it. Hot fucking butter. I'm going to say your name like I'm from Boston, dude. Hot fucking butter in the live chat. Another great fucking name. I hated the lions getting killed. I'm House Lannister, so I did too. Shh. If I'm all about the Lannisters, so yeah. I was like, fuck this. We're a little Stark centric here. Can we get a show where everyone's not just pissing on Lannisters? For fuck's sake. Yeah, Alan is his name, right? Again, I might mess up names, but people, please don't be afraid to correct me if I'm wrong. Alan is. I love this dude. He was the MVP of the episode for me in some ways. Like his whole scene, that whole process through when we sort of kind of got over to him, character tagged him in this whole episode. I just found his arc in this episode very relatable. Wicked pissa dudes. Great to see them. Wonderful hot butter. I thought Weird Al was my dad. He is. Which made the joke even funnier. When I met Weird Al, when I saw him and put my arms out wide and I said, "Dad," and he looks at me up and down and goes, "Maybe. I was busy in the 70s." So yes, Weird Al never wanted to, claim me. And it was hard. Exactly, fandom. So I'm a Jaime fan. I like Cersei too, and Tyrion, and Tywin as well. I love me some Lannisters, but I'm Jaime. I keep wanting to call you your old name, fandom. Broken Eye love our Lannisters twins. We love our Lannisters twins. I can't remember a lot of these people's names as well. I'm glad I'm getting at least some of them right. Alan shows good instinct of the enemy as well. Like he's like, I don't know this enemy, but I don't feel like these. When Corlys basically says the plan of that Rhaenyra is going to come and take King's Landing and all that sort of stuff, I don't think Aemon One Eye seems like the kind of guy that's going to go willingly. He'd rather die than go willingly. And notice how I didn't even refer to Adam as Adam because I was confusing all of their names. So there's Ulf, Adam, and who's the other person's name there? Like I was blanking on the third dragon seed there. Is it Harold? Is it Harold? Is that it? Adam, Ulf, and Harold? Because I didn't write their names in my notes because I couldn't remember it at the time. The artist formerly known as BPM. So, but Alan shows good instinct of the enemy in the way he sort of understands Aemon's stuff without knowing him or ever fighting against him. And Corlys says a line that really hit hard for me. Hugh, thank you. Hugh Hammer. Hugh. Thank you, guys. Thank you, people in live chat. Thank you. Did I say Henry? Harry? Did I say Harry Hammer? No, I want to call him Harry Hammer. I think that sounds like an Iron Man villain.
Hi, everybody. This is Harry Hammer, and I'm going to take Tony Stark down this time.
What are you doing? No, do not go down. Because if you go down, that means I might have to take you outside. I want to take you outside. Go back up there. Okay, everybody. Excuse me for a few moments. I am going to have to run outside and take my fucking dog outside. But I will be back to finish this up. Give me 1 second. Haha, King Harold of Fine Hair, yes. Okay, sorry about that. Do you blame Rhaena? Do I blame Rhaenyra? Do you mean for what happened in this situation? I blame Rhaenyra for not probably making smarter decisions with Jace. I don't think she did right by him. I think she should have given him a little, taught him a little bit more logic based around that. It is hammer time. Okay, so Corey sits him down. The sea snake, he thanks him for life, but says, I never had a name, and he says he's sorry for it. The sea snake says, this battle's going to get kind of fucky, so you better be prepared for it. The Triarchy has 3 times the numbers with the Lannisters. We see a Lannister doing some Lannister stuff, and the Triarchy villain is basically eating scenery, being like, ha 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 ha. I know your Lannister logic seems good, but I am going after that castle. We're going north, not south. And we're going to win. And I'm going to kill Corlys with all of my might. And I'm going to do it with a smile on my face. And everything you say, you stupid Lannister, you think I give a shit. You think we agreed to not kill Corlys? That's basically everything she says there. So we go to Rhaena and Sheepstealer. And she thought Sheepstealer fucked off and just left her there. But Sheepstealer went and cooked her up some goat. Or sheep. I'm an idiot. Sheep. Did I just say goat? No. But maybe this is how Tywin's... eventually, the line that got Tywin's shitty dad ended up becoming the leader of House Lannister. Again, this is one of those questions, Daryl or Chris, that those wonderful lore people would definitely know. Carmine, Preston, Toady, or Gray would definitely know if who the next Lannister in charge would be. I'm near Salem, Massachusetts. Near Boston, but closer to Salem. So let me put on my Boston accent, dude. You know, because we go to fucking Rhaena and fucking Sheepstealer, dude. And she's looking it up, and she's like, I want to fucking cook you up some fucking food, dude. I'm a fucking Sheepstealer, and now I'm gonna get a fucking goat. I'm gonna get a fucking listen, motherfucker. I'm gonna get you a fucking what the fuck you talking about? Give me a fucking cartoon up here, dude. I want to get you a fucking sheep. I'm gonna fucking cook up your sheep. It's gonna be fucking tasty, Rhaena. Eat that fucking shit, cause you're my girl now, Rhaena. Fuck that Nettles. I never knew a fucking Nettles. You're my fucking girl, dude. Peace. Fucking A. Sorry. I'm not as funny as I think I am. But I have a good time, which is the more important thing. That the dragon, like, you see the dragon throw some spice and go bam as it was burning it? It was like bam, 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 bam. Let's put a smile on that face. Oh no. Oh no. What am I even doing right now? I feel like playing a drum. That's what I'm doing, idiot. Okay, let's continue with this shit. Oh, turn the volume down. Okay, so I believe Jason had a wife and child. I started to say children and child at the same time, and it came out as child. I'm close to Southie. I'm very close to Southie, dude. Wicked. Fucking A, dude. Very, very fucking close to Southie. It's fucking like 10-minute fucking drive. 10, 15-minute fucking drive to fucking Southie, dude. So Rhaena gets a goat. Why do I keep wanting to call it a goat? A fucking sheep. So we see Darren's dragon, but Darren's like blurred in the back. Like, what the fuck? We see the Hightower guy. What is his first name? Because I love this guy that's taking his nasal milk of the poppy. We definitely need to do an online jam for sure. I could just do something like this. We'd have to keep it simple, stupid a little bit, but I think we could do it. Listen, I'm a Hightower dude. I don't give a shit who's the king. I don't want to be rude. I'm gonna sniff my poppies, be as happy as I can be. I got a blue dragon and Daron with me. I said, Ormond. Thank you. And a fucking cooey. Good. I am glad to add any smiles and goofy energy to any of your days. So I very much appreciate it. You say that, Julie. I live in my anus. I mean, your anus. I mean, yeah. Truth be told. So I want to call him Orlando. Orlando. You see Orlando's girls? I thought she was one of Orlando's girls. So the Hightower guy's got his nasal Ormond Hightower is sniffing up some drugs. And he's making camp, and they're going to wait there for Aemon One-Eye to join them. And he's like, I don't give a fuck who's king. Who gives a shit? So we get Alicent in probably one of Alicent's best scenes in the entire series. She works Aemon. She works him. And I know what happens at the end of the scene a lot of people hate, but the manipulation of Aemon leading up to that, I thought was really well done. I think Olivia Cooke's just a wonderful actress, and she did great here. She basically convinces him that he needs to go to Harrenhal to be safer. And she uses the info that Helena gave her through jumping into Aemon's dreams and knowing he's scared, and specifically what he's scared of, being outnumbered with the dragons and stuff. And she gets right in his head. And he lies and says he's not afraid, but she knows that's not true because she trusts her daughter's instinct. And she's like, go, kill Daemon. That's what you need to do. Take Harrenhal, and I'll come and meet you afterwards. And then it gets awkward. Awkward! It gets very awkward. Sorry for the Jersey Shore reference. It gets very, very awkward. They start getting close and closer and closer. Are we awkward yet? Is this awkward yet? Is this awkward? Now imagine if I'm looking at my mom like this. But I know Game of Thrones is built on incest, but this didn't feel like earned Game of Thrones incest, but maybe it did because we have established that Aemon is attracted to mother figures. But I don't know. I don't necessarily love this choice, but it's a choice. And they made it. And I think with making this choice, you did the absolute right thing. Alicent's eyes, I said in my notes too, Alicent's eyes she's horrified, but she smiles. The eyes were great. It's like the horror of, like, my son just made out with me look. Like she depicted that look in her eyes so well. It was like this. But she also was smart enough to know that she couldn't pull away in disgust, and she had to, like, smile at him afterwards. Very weird scene. But acted well and performed. Both actors, if that was the choice made by the writing in the scene, both actors made believable choices in the moment. Like her sort of analyzing him and realizing that to get what she wanted out of the situation, she needs to sort of placate him in that moment. And what we've learned about him, I guess, it seems whatever. Whatever. Okay, the hottest people in the Game of Thrones universe. Missandei of Narth would probably be my first one that just pops into my head. And Oberyn Martell would be like our two hottest. Honorable mentions for Jaime fucking Lannister and Robb Stark's wife there. What was her name? The Charlie Chaplin's granddaughter or whatever. I mean, there's a couple of other wonderful picks, obviously, but if I'm picking to be lucky enough to go on a date with anyone, and in Love Island, to go on the Love Island villa with anybody in the Game of Thrones universe, I'm picking Missandei of Narth, personally. that would be my pick. But there's a lot of good choices. Let's be honest about this one. There's a lot of good choices. Yeah, it was too much. It was. I'm trying to rationalize it, and which is what I'm trying to do, to not just simply go, I fucking hated it. It's stupid, unnecessary, like incest for incest's sake, not for the plot in any way, shape, or form. But I'm trying not to be that blatant in my opinions. Trying to be nuanced a little bit here and try to figure out what they were thinking about putting this in. So, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this. And again, it's not because, ooh, scary incest. The little first couple of episode has incest. It's a big part of Game of Thrones. It's a big part of the Targaryens. So there's just so much of it naturally in the show. You don't need to force it in other places just for shock value. And it felt shock value-y. At least that's my take on it. Maybe I'm wrong. They aren't rushing the process. But in situations like this, they might be not trusting people to not rush the process, so they need to rush it for them. No Dany. Dany would be, I think Daenerys is very attractive for sure, but I would rather be with her number 2. Since they're best friends, I don't want to say I think the best friend's cute when really I'm trying for Missandei here. So, it's kind of rude to be like, hey, yeah, your best friend's hot too. Whichever one of you is interested in me. But realistically, I wouldn't put Dany for me personally, but I get if someone put her as number 1 for sure. I might even put. So yeah, for guys, I would say Red Viper and Jaime would be my number top. And for girls, I would say Missandei and Mrs. Stark. Who? Kalissa? Not Kalissa. Kalissa knows best. I'm blanking on her name right now. Cersei would be on that list too. I might even put Cersei because of the personality higher than Dany. But I'm weird. I'm weird like that. I was thinking of the scene in the Sand Snake. I would probably die. I wouldn't be able to tell that Sand Snake she was the most beautiful girl in the whole valley, the whole world. Yeah, but with the guy ones too, like Jon Snow and Robb, obviously need to be give mention to that as well. And I know some people are high on other characters as well. Drogo, obviously, Khal Drogo, Jason Momoa, and Natalie Dormer, obviously gets honorable mention as well. There's a lot of attractive people on Game of Thrones. Let's be honest. Talisa, that's her name. Thank you, Talisa. Thank you. Okay, so he lies and says he's not afraid. He wants to kill Daemon. His eyes are to some shit added scene for. Oh yeah, we get a scene of a character taking a shit. Do we get that because of a Song of Ice, a Night of Seven Kingdoms? Was this Condell's attack on the shade on the Night of Seven Kingdoms to put a shitting scene in there? As they're talking shit. We get our Dragon Seeds talking shit about how they're not doing anything and should they stay or should they go. And Alice Rivers shows up. She's like, I'm a witch. Bitches. Get the fuck out of here. What are you doing here sitting here waiting for Vhagar? Get the hell out of here. Go back to Dragonstone. Be with your queen. And they fuck off. So we get over to Rhaenyra, who's told about the Battle of the Gullet. And she's going to join in. She's going to go off and save the day. What are you doing, dog? God, my dog. I have a kitty cat staying here until August, and anytime he moves, the dog goes into a freak out and starts looking around the apartment. The cat is able to ninja herself around the apartment without any interaction with the dog, and the dog does not like this. Ooh, that is a good one too. She's the one that gets locked in. Does she eventually get locked in the Karth vault? I think you got one there, Sonny's guys. So Rhaenyra's told about the Gullet stuff. She's like, I'm off to go help. I have to help fight the fight. Jace is like, no, Captain. I go with the away team. If you die, everything's fucked. I will go. And she goes, no, I'm going to go. And if I die, you're king. You get what you want, buddy. Peace. Things like this is where I blame Rhaenyra a little bit, like the way she treats Jace. You can't blame him you can blame him a lot, but it's almost believable the way he would act is a better way of saying it. And then Jace acts like a douche and locks the queen's door, or he makes somebody else do it. And he gets all Joe Goldberg intimidating. And he's like, do not let her out of there. And Jace is like, they killed my brother. This is my time. This is my time to make it good. And then he goes and wraps his wife into it too and says, listen, we can go get this W for Mom. We can make our bones. We can do it. And he sounds crazy when he's saying this. Like, I know foreshadowing is 2020 and hindsight's 2020. Foreshadowing is 2020. I hold by my statement, but he looks crazy when he's saying this. Like he's, oh yeah, we're going to do this. No. He's totally acting like Joe Goldberg here. He is. Look at his eyes in this scene. He's totally Gossip Girl. And Rhaenyra's locked in. Open the fucking door. Rhaenyra is pissed off. Open the door. The way she says "open the fucking door" might be my favorite Rhaenyra line of all time. Open the fucking door. The way she just says it. She just says it again. Open the fucking door. And the what's her name is in there with her Masari. No, the worm or whatever. Not whoever her witch is in there. And she's like, maybe it's a good thing you don't join the battle. No. As the battle is all battle, like, as I say, I don't like to go point for point in battles because it's like, yep, and there's battles. We go after the battle. We get the bad guy who they take the sea. Eventually, the battle's going back and forth, and they take the sea snake's bait into this smaller area of water to kind of try to trap them in there. The Lannister tries to talk logic, and she's like, listen, Lannister, I'm way bigger of a mustache-twirling bad guy than you've ever encountered before. You don't understand what I'm going for, and I'm going for revenge with this. And I don't care about anything else but revenge. And Lannister's dude's like, damn, I'm fucked. Massaria explains to Jace what Jace is thinking, and Rhaenyra's like, you know what? Fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck this. She's pissed. And she cuts up her clothes and shit, and she throws her battle armor, and she throws a tantrum, and she says, I have the heart and spirit of a king. You know, Rhaenyra, if you have the heart and spirit of the king, you don't need to say you have the heart and spirit of the king. You just kind of show that. But whatever. Okay, so Jace comes in, and the army cheers as Jace and Baela fly overhead with their dragons. As Corlys smiles, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna cripple the main boat, because once I cripple the Force, the Triarchy is gonna be fucked. They keep going back and forth through the thing, and Vermax gets harpooned by a scorpion thing. Moon dives in there and is able to cut the rope, and Jace is free. And I'm like, thank goodness. Jace is going to make it. Good thing she's a better rider than him. She's way better rider than him. Jace needed to work on his dragon riding skills. Maybe he could dodge these harpoons better. He got hit by 2 harpoons. Moondancer didn't get hit by even 1. Maybe there's a reason, Jace. Maybe you should stop sniffing your own farts and practice dragon riding more, buddy. Fucking Jace. Corlys anchors. He waits for the bad guys to slowly approach. And he finds... I wasn't even sure what he was doing. But he traps them in some shallow water as the tide's coming out. Corlys takes control because his dude can't get through. And I love this whole scene. This was, again, one of my favorite scenes of the episode. As Corlys kind of slowly gets them through the waters. As the bad guys get trapped in what is called the teeth area. as Corlys starts to head back to the gullet area. He kind of gets over the... What are you doing? What are you doing? Dog, get up there. Get. Stay there. You can't go play with the kitty. He's also got the diarrhea. Not Corlys, my dog. So I haven't fed him today. I'm feeding him a bland diet, and he's not happy about it. Corlys takes control of... he gets out of the shallow water and gets back into the gullet waters. As they're heading back to the gullet, almost like a Smash Brothers moment, Sheepstealer joins the fight. And joins the fight and immediately starts attacking everybody. Everybody. Both the dragons, both ships. As the Lannister dude is like, dumb evil person, you got us stuck here. What the fuck? And she goes, you know what? You're right. We got too much weight on boat. And they push off all the Lannisters. They basically tell all the Lannisters to fuck off, and they push them off the boat so they have less weight on the boat. And they make it out, and we're going to have a one-on-one fight with Corlys. And their boat's smaller, and they run right in the middle of the boat, and the boat cracks open, and they all slam in, and then everyone piles on the ship, and we have a fucking crazy battle on the boat. And here comes Sheepstealer not obeying and burning shit, and every enemy, friend, fucking... fish. The Sheepstealer does not give a fuck. The Sand Snake wakes up after getting knocked out once the boat crashed in. He grabs his weapons and he fights and fights and fights and fights and fights. It looks like he might be gone, but I'm hoping he's not killed. But he does eventually sort of succumb to the craziness going on. And that's right when we go over to Alan. And Alan's there. And then we follow Alan just kicking everyone's fucking ass. Moondancer is doing great. And then they do this like flash back and forth. And Moondancer doing good. Sheepstealer not. Sheepstealer is going after Moondancer and her sister, and she screamed, "That's my sister!" As we get, I jumped the gun a little bit. We get a one-on-one battle with Corlys and the main bad guy. She's about to be taken down, but the boat splits apart more, and Corlys falls and looks like he might die. So Alan comes down, and he takes over the fight. And now Sheepstealer goes after Jace, and Vermax is snared again because Jace is horrible on Dragonback, and he decides to dodge down instead of up, knowing that they have these fucking snares down there. You already snared once, motherfucker. Moondancer tries to come in again and help, but she can't. And Alan eventually takes down the Triarchy leader and drowns this fucking person and stabs the living fucking shit out of her. Fucking amazing scene. This was like Tony Soprano versus Ralphie level of fucking gore and blood. Not gore and blood. Like intensity of a fighting scene between two characters. This was everything that the Jaime Lannister and Euron Greyjoy fight was this fight. I think the Triarchy leader was as mustache twirly of a villain as Euron was. Maybe even worse. Just less of a main character. But this fight mattered so much more than that fight. And it's because Alan. Alan, you felt every moment in Alan's action that Alan made. It was intense as all fuck. And it really worked. As Jace and Vermax are drowning. And I know some people found this emotional. I did find the dragon dying emotional. But the way he was sinking into the water looked like he was on like a carousel, going up and down, like Jace is dead and Jace is going. Poor Verminax. Jace is dying, yes, Jace is dying. I'm a moron and I'm fucking dying. Blah, 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 blah. Just up and down and up and down. Up and down and down and up. I just thought it was almost comical. And then he doesn't use the last effort to try to cut free his dragon. He does get his knife free, and he does cut himself free, like the selfish little prick you are, Jace. I'm kidding. Quote me on that, you fuck. So he lets his fucking dragon die while he fucking saves his little skinny punk ass, knowing he's about to fuck it. The only way he was going to get out of there alive was with that dragon. That's my problem with him not trying to save the dragon. Not because I understand he made the smart decision for his own life. If he thought he was going to survive when he was floating in the water, but you're surrounded by enemy ships, you're either captured or dead. So is that better? And then you're dead if you're captured, or you're a bargaining chip against your mom. And then in that way, you probably should let yourself die. So I don't know. Maybe I'm being prick and being a little bit too animal centric, but go down with the ship, Jace, or try to die saving your dragon. Little fucking prick. How's it feel, Jace? How's it feel? You shit talk those dragon riders so much that they didn't want to come and help you. Hey, Linda. Great to see you, Linda. Thank you for stopping in and saying hi. What I want to know is where Jace got the memo that he was in charge of this shit. Seriously, Gab. And we got the amazing Miscellaneous Gab in the live chat right now. If you haven't already, jump on Miscellaneous Gab's channel and subscribe to her. She is one of the people that I hinted at that I'm going to ask to join me on a recap of this show one episode. And of course, I'm doing it on the air to make it awkward, but I live in the awkwardness. But I'm saying that because I figure you'll probably say yes. It's only 7 o'clock your time. It's not 10 o'clock at night. But hopefully one of the episodes, when we get to, starting with episode 3, I'll be doing after shows on Sunday nights. And one of those episodes, I'm going to touch base with Gab to get her on the after show. So either way, please check out, even if she doesn't come on the show, check out Gab's reviews and content. She's covering House of the Dragon this season, and you should definitely subscribe to her. But yes, Gab, I was going to reach out to you this week or next week and beg you to join me at some point now, or ask you to join me on one of these shows. So it'll be awesome to have you. So I'll probably have Gab on episode 4 or 5 of the season, or maybe the season finale. I just thought in my mind, I'm like, is there only 6 episodes? There's 8. So I'll try to get Gab on episode 4 or 5 after From is done. I'm very rowdy. Do you know why I'm rowdy? Because I'm just coming off my work. I'm coming off doing a show for 50. I do a one-man silly goofy kids show where I play drums and I go, "Wah! We all live in a yellow submarine," stupid shit like that. So I'm still amped up from the kids show, from like doing stand-up comedy for kids, saying jokes like, "I'm a cow, I say moo, I taste great on the barbecue." Awesome, Gab. Well, I'll touch base with you privately so we can figure out the exact week. But awesome. That means a lot. But yes, please make sure you subscribe to Gab, and we're going to have her on one week on the show and have some fun talking about this stuff. But yes, so Jace, you miserable little prick. Who are you to lock your damn mother in there? You got what you deserved. Life is too short. Jace got what because he might get run over and he got shot by an arrow. Love what you... No, sorry, I have to think about this. But yes, I think I can write a Jace death song to Sublime's Love It. Jace dying is what we got. Said, remember that. Killing Jace is what we got. Said, remember that. I don't cry when my dragon runs away. I don't get angry when my mom gets locked in the door and wants to play. I just get me... Okay, enough of that shit. That's something that's going to require more planning, more prep, more fun, more something or other. I'm sorry if I'm being too harsh to Jace. I don't feel like I'm being too harsh to Jace. I feel like Jace did this to himself. This is war. There's very specific ideas and thoughts. And your mother is the queen. She's in charge. Doing this is, what's the word when I'm blanking on the word for it right now. It's going against the crown. It's a death sentence for himself, for locking the queen and making a decision for her. I know they have a good relationship. She wouldn't actually do that. But realistically speaking, we need to call him out on his actions. I'm not happy that Dragon died, and I'm not happy Jace died. I'm being ridiculously harsh. I am. It would be cool if the dog turned into a cartoon as well. So you're right, Daryl. I might be being a little mean to Jace. But it bothers me the way he acted last season towards the Dragon Seeds and acted all pretentiously douchey. And I feel like every opportunity that they've had to help me get to know Jace, it's been in a douchebag kind of way. So it's hard for me not to judge him with that eye. Not to mention his actions of not saying, listen, Mom, let's sit down and have a conversation. He immediately barked orders at her. He said he could have sat her down and said, I know you want to fight this fight. There's ways that we can do this and keep you safe. Maybe you can stay a little away from the fight, keep an eye on it. You know, there's ways of maybe coming up with a better strategic plan rather than locking another dragon rider in her room without dinner and flying off and saying, sorry, Mom, and then roping your girl into it too. Then getting sneered once and then being poor enough on Dragonback not to be aware that you need to dodge a different direction. So I am being very harsh on Jace, and I might get shit for this, and I accept it. It's because Nettles isn't in the show. Let's not get past the fact that the reason why this is all happening is because Nettles isn't there. That's the truth. Truly, if they wanted me to feel sadder for Jace, they shouldn't have turned him into such a dingus in the beginning of the episode. And that's the unfortunate thing about it. And Gabby's right. They could have... Oh, hi. I think Gabby's right. No, realistically, I think they could have just done a better job of... Sorry, my camera is stuck. I just think they could have done a better job in general overall. And I know a lot of people are saying this, but I think even within this episode, they could have done a better job of making Jace a little bit more likable and a little bit more relatable and understandable for what he was going through. Instead, they set him up in a way that in every situation, the only way to kind of give him agency is to make him seem like Smarty Pants Johnson, that he knows something that Rhaenyra doesn't. And I don't think that did him justice. And it's not quite as... It's kind of similar to what they do to Crispy. He is just a douche for douche reasons. He got to mess with Sandy. My name is Jace. I got a case. I got an arrow to my face. I'm Jace. I'm Jace. I'm Jace. I'm Jace. I got my case. I said it's Jace. Got an arrow to his face, he's Jace. Actually, that works a lot better there. My name is JC Baby. I got an arrow face. I talk her to my mother with so much disgrace. I put her in her room without any dinner. And then I went to get my wife and I killed my Brenner. Baby, Grace, you got a dirty case. Your name is JC Jace. He's got a dirty case. I'm sorry. I have too much fun. I'm having too much fun. See, this is what happens when I have too much built up frustration. I should have been on Sunday Damn Night. Do the bongo version of the Dick On song. wait, let's see if I can do it. What you want me to do? Dick on, Dick on, Dick on. Can I play it? Let me play Dick On and jam with it. Let's see if I can. This is awful.
Dick on, Dick on, Dick on. Dick on, Dick on, Dick on. Dick on, Dick on, Dick on, Dick on, Dick. Dick on, Dick on, Dick on. Dick.
He's good. I need your help with the lyrics here. He stayed in his place. His name is Jason Face. Write a Crispy diss track. Listen, Crispy. Just because. I will definitely work on a full one. I think I need to get more inspired by the season so I don't force shit. But eventually the diss tracks will come out. I can't help it. I mean, the fuck auto just was like natural, you know? It's a hot tower rant tonight. It's a hot tower rant tonight. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. It's a hot tower rant tonight. It's a hot tower rant tonight. Fuck auto. Fuck auto. So what have we learned here today, folks? I used to be able to play the Game of Thrones piano. I work on it. You do it. Definitely do. And if anyone wants to ever call in and leave songs for us, we definitely encourage that. 781-990-8509. You can leave that phone call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I would love to do a show where we just had nothing but people with parody songs. You know, if enough people do them, I'll play them all the time. I love you guys. We're also working. I know I did the 3-hour karaoke stream the other night, but it was just me singing karaoke. I also want to set it up so I can get you guys to call in and sing as well. He's gonna be a crispy. He's gonna be Dragon Brunch. I got a hunch. Okay, so at the end of the episode, Jace swims his way up in the water, and then he's in the water like Jack at the end of Titanic, looking for another piece of wood to hang out on. He finds one. He leans on it. And then they just shoot his fucking ass full of arrows. In one of the most hilarious scenes that we've had on House of the Dragon so far. Like, that was funny. That was Night of the Seven Kingdoms funny. That was great. That was Carol somewhere from Pluribus is smiling, laughing at that. That was just great, painful death situation from Jace. And just the look on his face, he died. Oh, I just rhymed I'm just a poet and didn't even know it. The look on his face, he was in so much disgrace. Like, he knew he fucked up the whole way. He was a whole waste. And I'm going to stop the rhyming. I mean it. And I do need a peanut. Otto we don't know exactly. He's in a cell somewhere. Maybe that's where Loras was going with Aegon. Possibly. The rumor is that Aegon put him in chains, or Loras did for Aegon in that moment. Shit's going to get real next episode, but next episode, from what I've heard, this isn't spoiler of what's actually going to happen, but from a non-spoiler review that I saw, I mean, I'm talking like I'm not going to say who. From Red Team Reviews, non-spoiler review, he was saying that the first 2 episodes are very much like 9 and 10 of last season, and episode 3 kind of starts a new season feel, like new storylines. I am drinking thanks to our Super Chat donators and the wheel being spun. I do appreciate your Super Chats today as we're going to start wrapping things up. If anyone does want to call in, you don't have to, obviously, but now's the time. 781-990-8509. Again, that's 781-990-8509. Last minute, I'll probably be on for about, what's our time situation here? Holy shit. I no shit came on here intending to go on for a half an hour, and I've been on for 2 hours and 50 minutes. I'll be on for about 15 more minutes here. We'll stand for about 10, 15 more minutes. Jace was wishing it was Hoster Tully shooting that arrow. Remember, he missed the fire 3 times, and then the Blackfish had to grab it and do it himself. That was one of the funniest scenes in Game of Thrones. So everybody that watched this episode, what are your thoughts? I mean, I don't know. I like both shows, but I also feel like I need to get my head out of my own ass because of how much I liked A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I'm excited to be in Westeros twice in 1 year. So I'm trying not get what I want here. And I'm getting a new Night of the Seven Kingdoms next year. So I'm a satisfied person. So this show gives me a different vibe. I like the vibe. And I know some other people prefer this vibe, more of a wider story with multiple characters, multiple angles, bigger kind of tale. I think beyond the main tale of A Song of Ice and Fire, my interest is in these more specific small stories. I like it. Those are the tales I'm interested in. What's your story? What's your story? What's your story? Oh, we do have a voicemail. Welcome, area code 626. Welcome to the show. I wasn't expecting a voicemail, but you're very welcome to call. Oh yeah, I'm calling it a voicemail, but you're actually on the air. No, you're on the air with me. I just referred to myself as a fucking voicemail. What was that, caller? Whoever you are, caller, I'm sorry. We're having disconnected issues. Try to call back one more time. But I do realize at the beginning of that, I'm like, welcome to the voicemail line. I know this show is taking its hits, but it's a good show. I think the problem is early Game of Thrones is like a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Unarguably, for me, seasons 1 through 4, 10 out of 10 Game of Thrones. Seasons 5 through 7 are, for most people, probably like a 6, 7 out of 10. And then to a lot of people, season 8 is like 2. For me, it would be seasons 5 through 8 are about a 6 or 7 out of 10, you know? Night of the Seven Kingdoms, for me, is a 10. For some people I know that might not like some of the potty humor, might not be a 10 for them, but for me, it's a fucking 10. It's everything I want. It was a made for me. I have low born humor, and I relate to it. So I enjoyed it, and I feel like the narrow focus on the characters allows you to create energy that is hard to be matched by anything except for early Game of Thrones that really set the standard. So House of the Dragon coming back right now, this episode was one of the best House of the Dragon episodes, especially the second half of it. It was really good. But it's still at its best is a 7 out of 10 kind of show for me. But that's not bad. To me, anything above a 5 is good. This is where people get weird these days. If you're not raving or saying it's shit. I don't think it's shit. I think elements of stuff that happens in the episode is shit. I think overall it's good. It's good. It's fine. It's fine. Is it super special for me? No. Except for the dragon design might be some of the best CG I've ever seen in my fucking life. They really capture personality in a way that I've never seen in CG creatures. Some of the sounds that they use alone are just incredible. Then some elements, some scenes, like the Aegon and Loras scene was one of my favorite scenes in Game of Thrones history. It was just funny. It was just well effective. That battle at the end of the episode was one of the best battles in Game of Thrones. I would have to rank them. I'd have to get a tier list or rank them, but I would put that top tier battle. S tier battle, for sure. High A, S tier battle. Do I like it better than the Battle of Blackwater? No. No. I don't like it better. Do I like it better than like the Field of Fire thing in the Game of Thrones thing? Maybe not, because it was surprising. Do I like it better than Hardhome? No. But all those are kind of S tier for me. But it would be in that group. I like it better than the Battle of Bastards, I think. Because you don't have that comic cut when all the bodies pile up. It's like, hey, it looks normal. Whoa, there's a billion bodies there. Oh, Jon Snow's under all those bodies. He made it out. Yeah, I think it's visually kind of cool. Oh, there's Rickon. He doesn't know how to zigzag. Gotham, I would say it would be like, Gotham at its best was really good. At its worst, it's really bad. I'd say 6.5, 7 out of 10. Worse than, about the same level as House of the Dragon. Maybe a little worse. Because the production value isn't as high as House of the Dragon. People are going to completely devalue my opinion because I ranked Gotham that high. But I like Gotham. Especially when it's good. When it's good, it's really good. Hold the door, baby. Hold the door. Whoa, Wildcats better than no. I give Gotham a 6. I give House of the Dragon a 7. I give Gotham a 6. Remember, 5 is still good for me. 5 is average. 5 is. Guess what 5 is? Mid. It's middling. It's okay. And I would say Gotham is better than okay, but not better than okay, because when it's bad, it's really bad. Penguin, 10 out of 10. S tier. One of the best HBO shows in a long time. Okay, everyone, House of the Dragon is over. I'm going to do a little bit of an after show where I take any questions for a few minutes here. I like that they didn't get Giannis. I know people could think I'm stupid and a homer. I really like Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown's one of the smartest, most badass fucking players in the NBA. And I think him and Tatum have proven that they can win. They've won a championship. They've made it to multiple Eastern Conference Finals. If you build around them, it works. You need a legitimate center that can kind of stretch the court, and you need a point guard to kind of take up some of the set plays towards the end of the game. I would rather keep the Jays together and build around them. So if we were going to bring Giannis in to join Jaylen and Jason, do I think Giannis at his best is a better player than Jaylen? Yes. But I think Jaylen and Jason, we know, work together. And they've made it to multiple Eastern Conference Finals and 2 finals and 1-1. So you keep a team like that together, especially with the new apron and everything like that. You keep these guys together that are homegrown, and you add players to them, not necessarily try to break up a team that's proved that they can win. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. This is why I love you, Phil. Gotham. Yeah, I give it a 6. Thank you, fandom. Thank you, fandom. Toast to you. I got to give fandom a drink, too. Toast to you. Giggity, giggity. Yeah, I give it a 6, for sure. It's better than average. Because when it's good, when you have the Jerome or Jeremiah on screen, when you have a Riddler episode, when you have the right balance, it really works. When you have Fish Mooney on screen, it's a 0 out of 10. Giggity, giggity, giggity. The Green Man looked really good, but the shot was too far away. We couldn't see him really well. Let's see, a couple of other Jace was wishing it was Hoster Tully shoot. Yeah, sure, absolutely. So everyone, I'm going to wrap this up just because I literally got home and went live and I wasn't expecting it. You guys have been unbelievably amazing tonight. I will be back on Sunday with Tony to do the From season finale. We'll be multi-streaming on both channels. And then I will try to do something midweek next week too for episode 2. But because of the holidays, I might have trouble doing that. We'll see if I have time, or you might get a very drunk, like after cookout party stream talking about it. But if not, I will talk about episode 2 during the episode 3 stream. But I will 100,000,000% be back on, was it the 5th? It's the 5th or the 6th? On episode 3 at 10:15 p.m. to do my finale recap. I thank you, everybody that joined me for this afternoon stream. This was not expected. I didn't give you any pre-warning for this, and I appreciate everyone that touched base with me, and it was more than just one of you. That was a big chunk of you that touched base and said, Phil, fuck you. Where the fuck are you? It's House of the Dragon. We need you in the after show. And I do appreciate that more than ever. I know a lot of people like to bounce around and go to all the fun after show parties, and I missed not having my party going too. And I hope you guys wait for me for episode 3, and I will be back for episode 3. And if you enjoyed this shit and you liked it, please hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Share the channel with a friend. And absolutely, let's end things like we started with a bongo solo, with a conga solo. Wait. Let's do this one first. Good night, everybody. Oh, fuck Otto, man. Now we're still on. Oh no. I don't know what to say. I'm off. Oh, goodness, gosh. Good. 10:15 Southern time. Yeah, I did say I'd promise to play the trumpet, but I don't know. Will the dog actually want to play trumpet? Wait. Do you want to sing today, honey? Ah! Do you want to sing? Can you sing for the people? The people want to hear you sing, buddy. So here we go. Can you sing for me? Come here, trumpet. Come here, baby. Come here. Let's see if I can make my dog sing for the trumpet stuff. Is he on camera right there? Here he is. Trump, will you sing for me, dog? Here we go. Sweetheart, you are literally the best dog. Good dog.